Hello, this is Point Trippers. In our previous video, I shared how my family traveled to Egypt for free. Starting this week, I want to share small, practical tips for free travel, one at a time. I thought about what topic to cover first, and decided to talk about which credit cards are best for earning free flights. There are many credit card companies in the US, each partnered with different airlines. The points and benefits offered by each card can vary widely, so I want to explain step by step for those who aren't familiar with free travel. If you're not sure how to get started with free travel, this video is for you. Let's take a look at which cards you can open and how you can use them for free travel by each card issuer. First, let's talk about the Alaska Airlines credit card. The reason I chose Alaska Airlines first is because it's my personal favorite. The biggest advantage of Alaska Airlines miles is that you can redeem them for tickets on a wide variety of partner airlines. Currently, the Alaska Airlines credit card is issued by Bank of America. As of late June, you get 50,000 miles as a sign-up bonus. Honestly, 50,000 miles isn't that much. Normally, these cards offer around 70,000 miles as a standard bonus, so I recommend opening the card when you see a 70,000-mile offer. Recently, Alaska Airlines merged with Hawaiian Airlines. That means you can transfer miles freely between Alaska and Hawaiian. In other words, if you open a Hawaiian credit card, you can double up on Alaska Airlines miles. Currently, the Hawaiian credit card is issued by Barclays, a British bank. If you open this card now, you get 60,000 miles. Usually, the maximum bonus is 70,000 miles, but 60,000 isn't bad. If you open both cards, you can earn between 50,000 and 70,000 miles from Alaska and 60,000 to 70,000 miles from Hawaiian. So you could have anywhere from 110,000 to a maximum of 140,000 miles. So, let's see where you can go with 140,000 miles. Based on flights from the US East Coast in July, a one-way ticket to London or Paris costs about 22,500 miles. Round trip is 45,000 miles, so a family of 3 can fly round trip to Europe. For business class, a one-way ticket is 45,000 miles, which isn't bad either. Booking can be a bit tricky, but for next year, you can get a direct Korean air flight from Washington to Korea for 37,500 miles one way. That means a family of 4 can fly one way to Korea. If you want to use your miles little by little over time, you could also visit places like Cancun, Mexico. From East Coast cities like Washington or New York in July, a one-way ticket to Cancun is 12,500 miles. If you're flying from Miami, you only need 4,500 miles. Next, let's look at the American Express Gold and Platinum cards. The Amex Gold card is the one my husband and I used to book our direct Washington-Egypt flight with EgyptAir. As you might know if you saw our previous video, the Amex Gold and Platinum cards earn what's called membership rewards, or MR points, which can be transferred to 18 airline partners at a 1-to-1 ratio. Currently, the Amex Gold card usually offers 70,000 to 90,000 points. If you try opening the card using different browsers like Chrome or Edge, or using incognito mode, the sign-up bonus can change. Sometimes you see 70,000 points on your computer, but 90,000 on your phone. You should open the card when you see the highest bonus. Also, if you use incognito mode for the Amex Platinum card, you can get up to 175,000 points. That's a lot. However, the annual fee is $695. But if you make good use of the benefits, you can easily get more value than the annual fee. While $695 might not be enough for a family's airfare, the points you earn can cover it. Let's see where you can go with 150,000 American Express membership rewards points. transfer Amex MR points to Air France. For a direct flight from Washington to Paris in July, you need 25,000 miles one way. Can you fly to Seoul with Air France? In mid-July, you can book a flight from Atlanta to Incheon. Air France gives you access to Delta seats, and you need 46,500 miles for a direct flight. You can also book a one-way ticket from Gimpo Airport in Korea to Haneda Airport in Tokyo with Japan Airlines for about 19,000 miles. So, you'd transfer Amex MR to Air France, and then use Air France miles to book a Japan Airlines flight from Korea to Japan. Also, as I briefly mentioned in our Egypt video, sometimes Amex runs promotions where you get 30% more points when you transfer to certain airlines. If you book Iberia flights this way, a family of 3 can fly round trip from Washington to Madrid for just 34,000 miles per person. That means 78,000 miles for 3 people. So, Amex lets you transfer points to over 10 airline partners, which means almost endless possibilities. Just plan accordingly, and you can go almost anywhere. American Airlines has 2 banks that issue their cards: Citi and Barclays. They are separate companies, so you can open a card from each. That means you can double your American Airlines miles. Right now, the bonus is only about 50,000 miles, but usually, both banks offer 70,000 miles for a card with a $99 annual fee. Citi usually waives the annual fee for the first year, and Barclays sometimes has lower or no spending requirements. So, one person can easily earn 140,000 American Airlines miles by opening both cards. With American Airlines, from the East Coast, a one-way ticket to Paris or London is about 27,000 miles, and to Seoul is 35,000 miles. Tokyo is also 35,000 miles. If you open both cards, that's enough for 2 round-trip tickets from the East Coast to Seoul or Tokyo. You can also use these miles for domestic flights. From Washington to Los Angeles, all the way across the country, is only 7,000 miles one way. That's up to 20 round trips. Now, let's look at the American Express Delta card. The Amex Delta Gold Card usually offers 80,000 to 90,000 miles. The annual fee is $150, but it's usually waived the first year. As I mentioned in our Egypt video, you also get a $100 annual statement credit for hotel bookings made through their portal. Honestly, Delta miles aren't as valuable as they used to be. From the East Coast to Rome, Italy, in July through September, a one-way ticket is 49,000 miles. In October, it drops to about 29,000 miles. But even then, it's not as good as American Airlines. For flights to Asia, like Korea, from the East Coast, you usually need about 50,000 miles one way, which is higher than other airlines. But if you have the Gold Card, you get a 15% discount on award flights. So a Korea flight would be 42,500 miles, but that's still a bit high. However, there's a great way to use Delta miles for travel within Asia or Europe. For example, from Tokyo to Seoul, you only need 7,500 miles one way. From Seoul to Beijing or Taipei is 17,500 miles, and to Bangkok is 22,500 miles. All these flights are operated by Korean Air, a Delta partner. From Paris to Madrid, you only need 10,000 miles one way. Of course, there are many options for travel within Europe, so you don't have to use Delta miles for that. Finally, Chase Bank issues the Chase Sapphire Card, which is similar to the Amex Gold Card, and lets you transfer points to about 10 airline partners. Usually, you get 60,000 to 90,000 points when you open the card. Right now, it's only 60,000, so you might want to wait for a higher offer. Chase also issues its own United Airlines card. For a $99 annual fee, you can get 60,000 to 90,000 miles. With United, a one-way ticket from the East Coast to Europe is about 40,000 miles. For Asia, It's about 40,000 miles from the West Coast and 55,000 miles from the East Coast. Compared to American Airlines or European partners, the redemption rate isn't as good. Also, Chase has a special rule. If you've opened 5 or more credit cards in the last 24 months, you can't open a Chase card. That's why some people start with Chase if they haven't opened any cards yet. But even without Chase, you can still do plenty of free travel with Amex or other U.S. bank cards, so don't worry too much about the 524 rule. One more tip. If you have a large family and need more miles, your spouse can open cards the same way and double your family's miles. And if you have a business, you can open a business card and get the bonus again. That's it for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. This was Point Trippers.